Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are taking a look at September 2024 to see what messages and advice come through for you, things that we need to look at, things that might be challenging, etc. So I do want you to remember that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and know that the intention behind this was that you do get a message. So in order to do so, before you pick a pile in front of you, all I ask you to do is get into a calm, quiet space, allow yourself to center, take in a few deep breaths, and then allow your intuition or your gut to pick the pile or piles in front of you. That being said, each pile will have their own timestamp down in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comment by me. That way you can jump straight ahead to your particular group. All right, so let's get into it. So pile number one is going to be group number one, pile number two, group number two, and pile number three, group number three. So for pile number one, we have the mushroom, recycling, breaking down problems. Okay. Group number two, we have the altar, gratitude and releasing burdens. Group number two. And group number three, we have snow, rest and contemplation. All right. I will let you pause the video here if you want to meditate on the piles or the cards. You can do so now, and if not, I will see you in your particular group. Hello, my group number ones, those of you who chose the mushroom. I'll just remind you that this says recycling and breaking down problems. So this could be an overall theme for you in the month of September, where every challenge becomes a chance to transmute that into something bigger and better for you. You're recycling and letting go of things that are no longer serving you, and therefore allowing space to open up to bring in what does serve you and what you really do want. Breaking down problems into bite-sized pieces, maybe taking one step at a time and allowing yourself to, get through a big challenge in an easier dosage. And this could also be, since it's a mushroom, you can be opening your mind too to more possibilities, to seeing things in a different perspective, and even moving toward a more deeper spirituality too. So just food for thought. I'm going to leave this over here, and we're going to start with your Cozy Witch Tarot first, and then I've got some more cozy decks to kind of give us a deeper message here. So this first tarot card is going to represent the overall message for September 2024 for you. And wouldn't you know, we've got Temperance here. So that definitely tracks with the breaking down problems, recycling and transmuting vibes. So Temperance, let go of self-imposed limitations. So again, sometimes we, as humans, we like to have these limitations. We impose them above I can speak, I swear. Sometimes we impose these limitations on ourselves because that's what we are so normalized in seeing, that we can't do this, we can't, keep going, we can't possibly be that creative, you fill in the blanks. But this is all about knowing that we can push the envelope a little bit. Like, who says you can't do that? Who says you couldn't go, one more mile on your walk? Those situations, we can kind of allow ourselves to stop before we start, right? It's always a no if we don't try. And so what Temperance is asking us to do is transmute that, allowing ourselves to transmute the negative into a positive, in allowing ourselves again to break down what we need to in order to make it more digestible, and to provide that balance of, okay, well, I'm going to push myself a little bit today, but later on I'm going to rest, or I'm going to try this new thing, and I'm going to be very empowered, but then after that, I'm going to provide myself with some self-care. Or it's about you allowing yourself to have moderation in the month of September. So you're not always going so hard at one thing and then not allowing yourself to heal afterwards. So, if you're focusing too much on your work and you're, driving yourself really hard to do all of the projects and the responsibilities, and you don't allow yourself to rest and recover, you're going to end up hurting yourself in the long run because you're not allowing your body to recuperate. So it's okay to take little breaks throughout the day. Oh, that just came in really clear. Accommodate yourself. Allow yourself to be accommodated. You yourself accommodate everybody else around you because that is the human thing to do, right? That is the polite and caring thing to do. But you don't allow other people to accommodate you. And you need to push for that. So, allow yourself that that kindness that you give to other people, bring it back to yourself, okay? There's a lot here that I'm kind of picking up on because there's a lot of different scenarios that are probably going on with the people that pick this group, but the long end and the short of it is we need to focus on moderation, balance, and transmutation. Some of you have those negative self-talk that continues to go through your head, or I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and you need to knock that off right now and start replacing that with I am worthy, because you are. Just by being alive, you are worthy, my dear. So allow yourself to start transmuting those negative thoughts into positive ones, into more validating ones, into more beautiful ones, because then you will start seeing and noticing how you are accommodating yourself by doing that. Rest and ease is coming in September, but you have to allow it. You yourself have to be in that divine feminine of receiving. You can be in your divine masculine about taking action and pursuing and that sort of a thing, but you also need to be able to receive. We're talking balance here. So let's see what the next tarot card is, and it's going to represent the advice on moving through this energy. We got the Lovers, which is exactly what I was just talking about. Will you or won't you? The choice is yours. So normally we talk about the Lovers card being kind of like a romantic soulmate type of a card, but it also talks about the duality of a choice and the duality of, being in harmony with both your divine masculine and your divine feminine, and allowing that to help you with that choice. So what this is saying is being in balance with both that receiving energy and that pursuing and taking action energy. Having those be in harmony and in balance will provide you with that moderation, will provide you with even more balance. So everything is harmony here once you decide that it is okay to do both, to allow yourself and to accommodate yourself to do both. So you will find more things coming into easement when you realize that you don't always have to push so hard. You don't always have to take the action. You can sit and allow your body to recover and heal. There's a time and place. And when you think about this as waves, it starts making a little bit more sense, where when the waves come in and crash on the shore, that's more of a masculine, pursuant, divine masculine energy. But when they pull back, that's more of that feminine, allowing it to be received energy. So there's always that constant push and pull. When we're more dominant in one, divine side, right? Let's just, for ease of this conversation, when we're more in our dominant masculine, that can wear us out. And just like being in our divine feminine more so, that can be another way to kind of feel overwhelmed, right? So you kind of have to walk that fine line, and it's always kind of like a push and a pull. And you, my dear, are the one that has to kind of play the balancing act with how that's going to work best for you. And it doesn't have to be a direct, even balance, right? Because that's not really possible when we're talking about our day-to-day. But what it is a constant reminder that we can do both. We can, allow ourselves to do both. We don't always have to do. We can allow ourselves rest. We can allow ourselves to just be, and make things be a little bit easier on us too when it comes to our physical things, whether we need to rest and recuperate, or whether it comes to just allowing our creativity to flow and just sitting in silence and using our imagination, whatever it looks like to you. But the message here is quite simply, be in harmony and be in balance, and everything will transmute itself in the way it should be for you in September. So hopefully that makes sense. I know that was kind of a long-winded little bit of a of an answer here, but harmony is the goal. Living in alignment too with the state of being of love, not romantic love, but just love. love where you're at, be in gratitude, be in the state of love, right? Don't be caught up in the negative. I know, I get it. We're human. Don't be caught up in the negativity that is perpetuated. So just stay in alignment with love, and you'll find that things get a little bit more easier. Again, easier said than done, I know. Okay, let's get into your oracle cards. First up, we have it is called the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle. Same author here. So first up, we have Flower. Be honest with yourself. Okay, so that's really good, because we're going to see they're having like an honest heart-to-heart conversation here too. So it's almost like you need to sit yourself down and be like, okay, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to be in this state of mind. We're not going to be constantly, saying yes to things when we know we should be saying no. Have an honest conversation with yourself of what do you really want out of this? Do you want easement? Do you want alignment? Or do you want to constantly be on the go? Again, I know there are certain situations that are easier, that this is like easier said than done. But when we're talking about overall in September, we're talking about being in balance. And sometimes that looks like having a real heart-to-heart with yourself and seeing where you want to go and how you need to get there. Next, we have Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. Yeah, so again, sometimes it takes just you taking that little 5-minute break, that little moment to yourself to realize that, okay, yeah, this isn't what's needed in order to get the results that I'm looking for. And this is not forever. This is you sitting here, like this looks like a yoga section. So maybe yoga might be something that you guys really want to get back into doing, or meditation, that sort of a thing. To allow your body to heal and rest and transmute some of that energy. And sometimes even meditation and yoga are great for just transmuting feelings. We get into that headspace to where we can just, see things a little bit more clearer. And your last one from this deck is Princess. You can be your own knight. So very much this divine masculine energy of like, yeah, you can do what you need to do to get this done, to be where you need to be. Don't ever doubt that you can't do this, where you can't be in moderation and in balance. Maybe in September too, you guys are trying to get back into a good regimen, a healthier regimen. Maybe again, you've been, example coming to my head right now is like, maybe you've been stress eating, maybe you haven't been exercising as much as your body needs, and maybe you've been watching too many videos or on social media, scrolling too much. So this is a chance for you to unplug and really figure out what you're doing too much of, and get maybe to the root of the problem, being honest with yourself about why those I'll just say addictions are happening, to where you're not allowing yourself that ease and that moderation. So you can be your own knight, be honest with yourself, and you've got this. All right, let's keep going. This is the Land of Giants, and we've got only one card here with yourself. So this really makes me think that like you need to focus on yourself more in September. You really need to put that energy back into yourself. We've got a candle here, which is like lighting that spark again. But I am going to read from the guidebook real fast because this is a newer deck. This is all about sensitivity, listening, awareness, and negotiation. Very much sums up what's going on here. Calling herself a modern-day witch, Grace is one of the few human visitors to Lockhart who can sense the inhabitants. Grace approaches with the understanding that she must visit on the residents' term and tune into their frequency if she hopes to sense them. This understanding applies to successful human relationships too. Being able to truly listen is paramount here. All too many people merely pretend to listen, while as many people pounce upon those who do genuinely listen, thus draining their attention and energy. Which are you? So this definitely makes me think that you have to listen to your body more, listen to your inner thoughts more, tune into that, be aware of what you're thinking when you're thinking it. When you start feeling negative thoughts come on, again, switch them over. We're talking about transmutation here and being in harmony. So that's definitely allowing you to make sure you are tapping into that awareness. Okay, then we've got the Earth Song Oracle here. First card, we've got an Autumn. So harvest, change, and endings. Change is inevitable and endings lead to beginnings. So we're changing how we go about our day-to-day. And I love this because too, we're talking about harvest here as well as change and endings. So it's not like a negative thing that, you know, this way of being is over. This is actually going to help you flourish and help you to, again, transmute all of that negativity or all of the things that is not providing you to be in alignment and harmony with what you want. You're changing that over, you're switching it around, and that's providing you abundance in a way, right? A harvest in a way. Next, we have Lotus, purity, resilience, and revival. Overcome obstacles through resilience and faith. So very much on par here in confirmation. Lotus, it is the flower that grows from the dirt. It comes up from the muck and the mud, and it's this beautiful, gorgeous flower. So again, more transmutation vibes. And you know, just hold out a little bit longer for this. You know, put that work back into yourself. Be resilient. And I love that it talks about faith too, because with Temperance as well, it involves you asking for help should you need it with your spiritual team. So if that's something that you feel called to, you know, reach out to your spiritual team, whether it be your spiritual guides, your ancestors that have crossed over, or even just regular human help that, you know, that you can trust, call upon them should you need it. And revival, you're changing, and this is going to be transmuting for the better. And your last from this deck is Eagle, wisdom, freedom, and loyalty. Seek wisdom and balance, but don't sacrifice freedom. So again, we are looking at balance. We have that balance between flight and being on the land in this card too. I think you're going to find more freedom with the fact that you're going to be in alignment with that balance. All right, last deck that we're looking at here is the Herbal Tea Witch. We've got Ginger, manifesting personal power and retribution. So you're going to tap into that personal power, manifesting what you want because you're going to be in alignment. Then you have White Tea with blessings, new beginnings, and clarity. I don't got to go any further with that. More confirmation. And Lavender, we have happiness, relaxation, and safety. Again, don't really have to dive too much deeper. You're going to find that happiness. You got to relax. You got to have that ease. And you're going to find your own safety within that. This is a big reading for you in the month of September. I think you're going to find that there's going to be a little bit of challenging moments here for you here and there, but on the like overall picture, you're breaking things down in a way that's digestible for you. You're going to find that balance. You're going to be in alignment. You're going to find that harmony once you start getting really honest with yourself about what you truly do need and allowing yourself to take that honesty and turn it into an action plan. Remember to, you know, as you're taking that action, allow yourself rest and allow yourself to receive too, okay? So I hope this resonated with you. If it did, let me know down in the comments what group you chose. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me and I can appease the YouTube algorithm gods. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Hello, my group number twos, those of you who chose the altar card, gratitude and releasing burdens. So this is beautiful. I think that the overarching theme for you in September is going to be staying in the mindset of gratitude, being thankful for everything that you have currently and, you know, how far you've gotten, as well as letting go of things that are holding you back, whether they're limiting beliefs, actual baggage, or, you know, fill in the blanks. You know what you need to leave behind in order to keep moving forward. Don't let anything hold you back in September. Also, you could be tapping into your spirituality a little bit more with this altar card. You can be taking on maybe new forms of divination, learning that, or, maybe you are doing ancestor work, diving deeper into that. But really, finding a space of your own and really claiming it and being in gratitude for that. So I love this for you. Let's get into it. So we have your Cozy Witch Tarot that we're going to look at first, and then we have Oracle cards that we're going to see more confirmation for and dive deeper. So this first card is going to be the overall message for the month of September. And we have the Four of Wands. I'm laughing because that's actual confirmation here with the altar, and altar being part of the home. Four of Wands usually symbolizes a happy home situation. So I am for this for you. This is fantastic. It says family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. So there's going to be a lot of celebration for you in the month of September. This could be birthdays. This could be, weddings, that sort of a thing too. But for the most part, you specifically, you're celebrating yourself, you're celebrating your achievements, how far you have come, what you have done to get here, the challenges, the turbulations, all of those things that have brought you to this point. You're celebrating yourself. You're giving yourself like a good, I don't want to say gold star because that feels mundane and too little, but you're giving yourself a big celebration for that. And you could be celebrating with your family and friends too. So this, again, could be a birthday. A lot of you could be celebrating that, or, kid's birthday, but this feels bigger than that to me, especially with that altar card. But this asks you to stay in the mindset of gratitude, being grateful for what you have, like we talked about earlier, and being grateful for how far you've come. Don't allow yourself to keep moving forward without celebrating the wins. Does that make sense? So a lot of you would just, see how far you've come and be like, cool, I've achieved this goal. Now on to the next one. No, take a break out and really allow yourself to enjoy the achievement, enjoy and celebrate that. And I do want to say too, that we've got to talk about, I'm getting the sense that a lot of you are pushing through it. You don't stop. Once you got one goal, you want to get to the next one and accomplish that. It's you're almost you're not satisfied, but you are, if that makes sense. You want to get the achievements. You want to get through the goals. And it's almost you aren't basking in it. You're not really allowing yourself to be okay, this is really cool. You could be an Olympian and win your first gold medal, and then you're on to the next training session and on to the next challenge. That's the vibe I'm getting. So allow yourself that time to rest and recuperate. There's balance between hard work and that rest. So you need to find that sweet spot and stay in that gratitude mindset about, gosh, again, this economy is not it right now. So I understand if you feel you're still struggling. I understand if you're not exactly where you want to be and you want to keep pushing and getting to where you should be, right? But celebrate your wins. Celebrate what you do have. Be grateful for what you do have. And that can be as little as, I am glad I have shoes to wear today. I am glad I am breathing. And once you start staying in that mindset of gratitude, more amazing things will start coming to you. Again, easier said than done, I know. But we are staying in gratitude in the month of September. We are celebrating our wins. We are celebrating the little things. And a lot of that has to do with celebrating with the people that you trust and love, whether that be actual family members or the family that you choose. So big wins in September. You are making it. You are getting there. Release the negative thought patterns. Release the need to continue to keep moving and keep pushing without allowing that break and that rest and that recuperation. Okay, and so then we've got the advice for you to move through this energy with the Queen of Swords. Interesting. Okay, don't you dare lower your voice for anyone, it says. So the Queen of Swords, she is logic over emotion. She wants facts. She is living her true authentic self, and she uses her authentic voice, and she leads by that. She also allows her intuition to help guide her logically. So be fair with yourself. Be fair and honest with yourself. Why haven't you allowed yourself to celebrate your achievements before now? Why haven't you allowed yourself to rest? Be honest and fair. And this is not coming from a judgmental point of view. This is coming from an honest, fair assessment of why you haven't allowed yourself to be in this state of being, allowing yourself to be happy. Oh, some of you, there's a message coming through. Some of you haven't allowed yourself to be happy or be hopeful because you're afraid it's going to be stripped away. Okay. Now, be fair with yourself here and allow yourself to understand that what is meant for you will always find you. And what is meant for you will never be stripped away from you. So, allow yourself to dream big. Allow yourself to celebrate every little bit, every little piece of happiness. Allow yourself to hope. Okay, because if you're honest with yourself, those things that were taken away from you or were not for you, or I shouldn't say were not for you, but those things that you thought were taken away from you were not meant for you. Were not in alignment with your highest good. Okay? So don't let disappointment defeat you. Keep going toward what you want. Keep moving toward what you want. Is that why you are working so hard and not allowing yourself a break? Celebrate you. Be proud of you. Don't you ever let anyone tell you that you can't have what you dream of. You can't be what you dream of. Use your voice. Everybody is unique. Don't doubt yourself. Don't tell yourself that you can't do something if that's what you want. Okay? Stay in gratitude and release the negativity. Don't you dare lower your voice and not be living in your authentic truth. Be decisive. Use your wisdom, right? Logic, right? Logic over emotion. Logically, you have gotten so far and achieved so much. So wouldn't it make sense that you're only going to stay getting more achievements? My words aren't coming out the way that I want them to. But my dear, you have so much to be celebrating and you have so much to look forward to still. Stay in that happiness and that celebration, in that gratitude. Stay authentic and true to who you are, and don't change yourself because you think that's what you should do because society says, or because you have negative self-talk, all of those things. Be authentically who you are and watch how the universe lines up everything in your favor. Okay? So again, we're leaving that all behind. We're leaving the negative thoughts behind. All right, let's keep going here. Oh, you got 4 cards. All right, so this is the Believe in Yourself Oracle, and I feel like that's quite needed right now. We've got storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. So yeah, if you've been dealing with some crazy stuff, whether it's negative outcomes or negative, internal thoughts, it's going to come to an end. We've got stuff to celebrate. We can't let that keep us down. Next, we have nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. Again, stay right now and allow yourself that break to celebrate you and to stay into gratitude. And also nostalgia, that makes me think of like happy things that made you feel good and warm and fuzzy back in the day. And maybe that's something to focus on again. Like, what brought you joy? What does your inner child want? What does your inner child need right now? What made you happy as a child and felt comforted and loved as a child? Maybe bring that into your adult self now. Next, we have expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. We've already talked about that. And Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. More confirmation. So yeah, you don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't be and how far you can and can't go. All right. This next deck is the Land of Giants guidebook or Land of Giants. And I will be reading out of the guidebook, but this is territory. And I feel like, so this is, what do they call them? So technically they're called grotesques, but people call them gargoyles, right? But that's something completely different. Anyway, back to the point, Natasha. So they were put on buildings as protection. They were put on buildings as like, to scare evil spirits away, to protect those inside, and especially on churches and that sort of a thing where they were said to scare the evil away, right? And so it looks like this is actually scaring the thing that needs to be scared. The littlest thing could throw you off. Like, it could be a little tiny inconvenience, and you are this magnificent being, and that little tiny inconvenience can make you rethink your whole perspective on how far you've come or what you deserve. And so we need to change this way of thinking, right? Listen to your intuition with this full moon back here. And also with the full moon, release. You are divinely protected. You are something to behold. So why are you letting these little inconveniences and these little things steer you away from greater things? Let me read from the guidebook. All right, so keywords with rigidity, bias, ego, and self-importance. Callista goes to watch the meteor shower, but the roof is gargoyle territory. The gargoyle has no right to bar her, but he has strict notions of boundaries and who ought to stay in what lane, so to speak. Narrow-minded thinking is spoiling the sense of harmony. Although Callista can cause no damage to the roof, overreacting is also his problem, compounded by an inflated sense of self-righteousness. In truth, ego is the wounded territory here due to the gatekeeper's insecurity and self-importance. So yeah, it's almost like you are overreacting to the little things. And that is, it's like dings to your ego. So we're not going to deal with that anymore. We're going to focus on the positive things. A little inconvenience, look at it in a different perspective and look at it as, oh, okay, so I wasn't supposed to be, like, if you got stuck in traffic, I wasn't supposed to be at my appointment right then and there. Or I needed to be late because, I could have been in that accident. Look at things in a different way if they feel inconvenient to you. Also, other people's opinions of you are none of your business. So like if somebody says something that offends you about you, or gives you self-doubt, it's none of your business, because that's a reflection on them, not on you. You know what you're about. So it doesn't matter what they think. It's none of your business, because the moment you start dwelling on that, the moment you start accepting that as fact, then your mind doesn't know the difference. And it's like, okay, yeah, I guess I am, not worthy of that. So don't let a little inconvenience ruin your, self-importance, ruin what you're about. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, again, boundaries too. Set boundaries for yourself. Stability, territory, with the fact that we're talking about home situation too. All right, let's keep going. We've got the Earth Song Oracle, Shell. Eternity, protection, and safety. You are protected and safe. Okay, that just was confirmation of what we were talking about here. You're safe. And again, with the Four of Wands and the home, you're protected and safe. Love that. B, work, productivity, and cooperation. Work diligently and be productive. So again, your achievements, but we're balancing your work life, right? You're not going to sit here and continue to push. You can be productive and you can work on things, but you have to allow yourself that ease too, with that recuperation and that rest. Hard work with relaxation. And your last one with this is Earth. Diversity, motherhood, and nourishment. You have a safe and beautiful home. Boom. You are protected. You are safe. It is safe to be you, just came through. So that's, again, with that authenticity there, that being exactly who you are. You are safe. You are protected. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then again with nourishment, with that came right after the B with the work. So it's almost like, you know, safe and protection. And then we have the balance of work and self-care. Also, you might want to check out group number 1 if you felt drawn to that one too. So just if you feel drawn to that card too, check that out. Okay, your last cards here are the Herbal Tea Witch. We've got chamomile with healing, love, and peace. Big theme for you. Next, we've got yerba mate with bonding, insight, and originality. Looking inward, bonding with your family and friends, your chosen family. And again, originality with being authentically you. And your last one here is Star Anise with youth, falling in love, and spiritual aid. Calling your spiritual team should you need to. Fall in love with yourself again. And with the youth, looking back at your inner child. I know we mentioned that earlier. So, you know, pay attention to your inner child and what it wants and how, oh my gosh, what came through. So how would you at, I don't know, 8 look at you currently? What would younger you say to you? Would it be amazed at you and how far you got? Like your 8-year-old self could not believe that you have, you know, this wonderful family, that you got to go on this trip, that you got this amazing job. They would be so stoked. So look at your life and yourself like you would as an 8-year-old child in amazement and wonderment, and look how your perspective shifts. So celebrate you, celebrate your achievements, know that you are safe, you are protected. You need to balance your work and life and live authentically as yourself. Be honest with yourself, be truthful with yourself. All of these things, well, that's a lot. But healing is going to be a part of it in the month of September too, like craziness. Okay, so let me know if that resonated with you. If it did, let me know in the comment section what group you chose. I'd love to find out. And thank you for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. If you have not done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Hello, my group number 3s, those of you who chose the snow card here. It says rest and contemplation. So as with the other groups, this is going to probably be an overall theme for you in the month of September, where we're focusing on rest. We're focusing on maybe introspection, reflection, you know, contemplating how far we've come, where we've been, what we need to still do. But with the snow, it's a blanket over all of the earth, correct? Well, not all, but you know what I mean. It's a blanket over the earth, and it allows the earth to kind of go into this dormant state. And then it melts away, and we got this beautiful new rebirth of spring. So in order to get to the birth and the flourish and the harvest of spring, we first need to rest, and we need to kind of go dormant a little bit. That needs to happen for our body to get back to its natural state, right? To be rested and rejuvenated. And so in the month of September, it's time to slow down. It's time to take a break. It's time to be okay with, you know, surrendering to the restfulness, surrendering to, okay, well, this is just not my time to take action. All right. We're playing the waiting game a little bit, and that's okay. We humans are not supposed to be around the clock worker bees. So with that in mind, let's get into our tarot reading first with the Cozy Witch Tarot. And then we have some cozy oracle cards to go a little bit deeper. And I apologize, my words aren't coming out eloquently lately, but you know, we roll with it. So this first tarot card is going to represent the overall message for the month of September. And we have the Patient Witch, which is also the Hangman. Right on target here. So it says down below, learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. Absolutely. So this card is all about surrender, waiting, and whilst you are doing this, seeing things in a new perspective. So sometimes we have to be still and we have to just surrender to the fact that we have to sit still to see things in a way that makes sense, to see our problems and our challenges in a new way so that we can solve them in a way that maybe we wouldn't have thought about before. So if you have been dealing with challenges, if you've been dealing with situations where maybe you don't know the answer and you keep pushing through, maybe this is your time to take a break and allow yourself to force yourself, I'll say, to stay still. And if something isn't happening for you right away, there's a reason, right? So sometimes we are sitting here worrying about, I applied for this job. Why hasn't it come through? Why didn't I hear back? Blah, 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 blah. Or, I did X, Y, and Z and nothing's happening. There's no end result yet. And sometimes we have to wait. Things don't always come when we expect them to, but much like Gandalf, they arrive precisely when they mean to. So allow yourself to take this time to see things in a new way. Maybe this is your time to look at your habits, your relationships, your day-to-day, and see where there can be improvement. This is your time to see how much energy you are putting out into the world and what you're not receiving back. This is your time to really know that you have all the power that you need in order to go and achieve what you want. You have the skill set, and if you don't necessarily think you have all the tools you need, now is the time to maybe think about the ways that you can go and access those tools. Again, look at your problem in a different way, MacGyver it. And if you're too old for that reference, I don't have a Gen Z equivalent, but make things out of nothing. You can make things out of now the analogy is gone. But anyway, this is your time to allow yourself to get creative with your challenges and get creative with your solutions. So sometimes it takes just being, out of your environment that is challenging you, taking yourself a step back. So, how some sports players can get the yips, where like they've done the same movement, the same procedure on, say it's like shooting a hoop in basketball, how they get the basket every single time. And then all of a sudden somebody asks them how they do it. And they're like, I don't know. I actually really don't know how I do that. And then it like tricks their brain into thinking that they cannot do that movement that they've been doing for years. And so the coach tells them, all right, well, you got to get out of the environment. You got to go play. You got to go do something different. Go use your imagination, or, go color, something that you don't normally do to get your mind off of it. And then all of a sudden you do it again and it's like nothing changed. Like you can do it again. It's kind of like that, where you need to take a step back out of the environment that you're used to, so that way you can see what wasn't working, what you need to do in order to get to where you want to go. That's sort of a situation. I swear, my brain and my mouth don't want to cooperate most days. So, but yeah, we are being patient. We are surrendering to the fact that we are taking inaction. Okay, that we're not actually doing anything, we're taking inaction. And that involves rest. That involves introspection. That involves taking a time out and being okay with it. Again, humans are not supposed to be working 24/7. We are supposed to be able to take that hibernation period, that rest period with winter. We've done the work. We're supposed to just chill out for a while. So take that time out. And then now we're going to move to the next and last tarot card, which is the overall advice on how to move through this energy. And we have the Four of Swords. Why aren't you resting? Which is exactly the question that we are asking. So the advice is to rest. Give yourself that time, that break. And again, heal through this. So the Four of Swords asks you to calm your mind, whether that's meditation, yoga, allowing yourself to do like something other than what you've been focusing on for a while. Calm your mind. Take your mind off of the yips for a minute and allow yourself to just rest. Maybe go to bed a little bit earlier than you normally do. Maybe you do relaxation, like massage, Reiki. Maybe you allow yourself that, and give yourself that break that you need. Taking a time out and surrendering. You're moving through this energy by resting your mind and resting your body, and allowing this time to just be. Okay, I don't feel like I need to go further into this advice card. I feel like we've gone and exhausted it. So let's keep moving here with your oracle cards. We've got the Believe in Yourself Oracle. Lavender. If that's not relaxation, I don't know. But surround yourself with love. So lavender to me is always about relaxation, but also surround yourself with love. Give yourself self-love. They're relaxing. They're chilling out over here. They've got candles going. This is resting too. Allowing your mind to not be on the problem or the challenge. Hanging out with the people that you love. Letting them support and uplift you too is big on self-love and resting. Next, we have Throne. Your potential is endless. Don't let this get you down. You know, you still have a spring to come to go through. Okay, your potential is endless. Don't sit here thinking that this is a time to give up. No, it's just a time to relax, a time to recuperate. And then next we have Clover. Release your guilt. Okay, that's what it is too. You guys are afraid that once you rest, that, oh, you're, giving up on your potential, or giving up on what your dreams are, or, maybe you're making more work for other people if you take this time out or if you rest. Stop. Knock it off. Your body needs rest. Your mind needs rest. It is so easy as a society right now to have that guilt hanging over our heads. They're called mental health days for a reason, right? We cannot keep pushing ourselves to the brink of overexhaustion. So this is the universe telling you to take this time out before you push yourself overboard, before burnout. Okay? Release the guilt, because, honey, you have done so much. You have gone so far. And if you don't take this time to just allow yourself to breathe and recuperate, you're going to push yourself further into burnout. And again, easier said than done. I know. However, if you don't allow yourself to rest now, when it is kind of inconvenient, your body will make you rest when it is absolutely inconvenient to. It will force you. And I know from experience. All right, and last card from this deck, we have Universe. We are all just stardust. So this is a huge reminder that we are all just stardust in a skeleton with muscles on a floating rock, and we have to worry about credit scores. Make it make sense. So release your guilt, because at the end of the day, we're all doing what we can do to get through the day. And again, if you don't rest, nobody's going to make you rest for you. You have to do it yourself. Okay? You are just living on a floating rock, hurtling through space. When you take that time out to see that perspective, it puts your priorities into the right way. All right? So when you get anxiety, when you get stressed out, when things seem too much, zoom out and realize credit scores were made up in the 80s. Women weren't allowed to have a bank account or a credit card until the 70s. We've made up arbitrary, laws and situations. Money is just energy. What you have is your health, and that's all you have, right? So let's make sure you focus on that. Rest and recuperate. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, this is not me belittling any challenge or situation at all, but this is just merely this card telling you to look at it in a different perspective. We're all just stardust. Okay? We can get through the day with our health and our gratitude. All right, next up we've got the Land of Giants, and this card is unknowable. So to me, this looks like you being afraid of the unknown, you being afraid of things that you can't control, and it's stressing you out. Understandable. But again, when we take time to really work it all out, we can move through this energy. Let's go ahead and read from the guidebook. All right, keywords: secrecy, concealment, destructive impulses, and confusion. Occasionally, vandals enter Lockhart. Decay and renewal surround the Lockharters, but they simply can't understand such spiteful destruction. To them, the motives are unknowable. A destructive pattern keeps repeating because self-denial is cloaking it and preventing it from being scrutinized and therefore confronted. Recognizing a bad trait isn't enough. The motive must be revealed if the habit is to be broken. It takes a brave soul to ask, what am I doing wrong? Why does this keep happening to me? Ask without self-pity, be impartial, and start to unravel the truth. So to me, it's more or less, this is the time where introspection is coming into play and asking us why we feel a certain way, asking us why we are continuing to say no, or excuse me, say yes when we mean no, to allow our boundaries to be crossed over. Yeah. Introspection time. Giving ourselves an honest look. Check out group number 2s after this if you felt drawn to that, because this might be a continuation for you over there. But yeah, destructive patterns happen when we don't take the time out to ask ourselves why they're happening or why we feel the need to continue to move through that. And again, it always tends to happen when we are afraid of the unknown, because the unknown is change, and change is scary. So this is the time to allow yourself to remove yourself from the situation, to surrender to it, and to pause and reflect. Okay, let's keep going. This is the Earth Song Oracle. First up, a rainbow. Hope, balance, and magic. Be hopeful. Duality and balance create magic. I don't know why the camera's glitching right there, but have hope that things are going to work out for the best, and balance. Balance. With the rest here, taking that time out. We have dragonfly, adaptability, presence, and acceptance. Be present in the moment and enjoy the journey. Don't have to go into more depth than that. We have winter, introspection, difficulty, and hibernation. Everything we're talking about right now. It is time for introspection. Be prepared for a challenge. And so it could be this challenge is that you need to allow yourself to rest. And that's going to be hard for some people. It's hard for me. I get it. Oh, and look we were talking about spring too. New beginnings, birth, and promise. So confirmation here. Time to manifest your dreams and bring your ideas to fruition. I love this for you guys. I know it's hard to allow yourself a timeout, especially with everything going on crazy right now. But your body needs you to. Your mind needs you to. Your last cards here are the Herbal Tea Witch. We've got Mugwort, Cycles, Feminine Energy, and Spirituality. This is just part of the cycle. Okay? You've got the snow, you got the winter, and then we're moving into the spring. That's a cycle. We've got Black Tea, grounding strength and expelling negativity. You're going to ground yourself into this moment, and you're going to rely upon your strength. Know that you are stronger than you think you are. And again, get rid of anything that's holding you back. Then we have Tulsi, higher power, lightness, and sacred. Tap into your spirituality. Feel light after you've let go of everything. And allow yourself to be the sacred you. Remember, we're all just stardust. And last, we've got elderflower, rebirth, joy, and rest. I mean, everything we've said. So I know this was a lot. But I think if you really allow yourself to dig your toes deep into this surrender, you'll see that you really do need the rest, and that this is just a part of you figuring things out. Because if you kept going and if you kept pushing, you were going to burn out and you weren't going to get to where you wanted to go because of that burnout. So take September to relax and know that the inaction is a good thing. The waiting is a good thing. This is preparing you for your next cycle. All right? What you waited for is not going to be in vain, but you needing to take time out and rest right now is because what's bigger and better and greater for you coming needs that moment, needs for you to have that rest. All right? Because you're going to go full force after that with this spring energy. All right? So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully my rambling wasn't too bad. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If this did resonate with you, let me know what group you chose down in the comment section below. I really do enjoy knowing what people choose. And thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.